Um, I told the team after the game, man. Obviously, it's okay to be disappointed. Certainly, I thought we fought our hearts out. I thought our guys played. I thought our guys played to the end. If you look at it, I thought Virginia made a couple more plays at the end, especially in overtime to win the game. I told Tony before the game, and I really mean this. Playing against his team last year, I thought that they were very good. In some respects, I think this team's a lot better. When you look at them, they've got a future lottery pick in DeAndre Hunter. They've got some really good guards. But I told my guys, man, look, it's a thin line between winning and losing. We were on the other side of it against Clemson, and we fought. I hope that you guys are understanding what we're trying to build here. Obviously, it's year 2, and I thought that we could play this way kind of in year 3, but we had success in year 1, and our guys are continuing to fight. We've got a brutal stretch that's coming up, as you guys know, but, man, I'm proud of these guys. We had an opportunity to win the game, and we just fell short. So questions at this time?
You said that falling 14 down against Virginia is like falling 21, 24 down because of the slower pace that they played. Not many teams come from 14 down against them. How'd you do it?
Well, we just, I asked these guys to stay patient and not to get frustrated. With Virginia, because they're such an elite defensive team, they frustrate you. And they make you play one-on-one basketball. And then certainly if you're making those shots, that's great. But if you're missing it, then you dig yourself further in the hole. And I just said, look, just stay patient. It has to be a defensive effort from us. We've got enough foul power to be able to score on the offensive end. And we did. Some guys made some big plays down the stretch. I thought we did a great job of playing without fouling. I didn't want to add that part to them by putting them on the free throw line, getting them a lot of free throws. And for the most part, we defended the three-point line. I know they shot 40%, but we held them just to 4 makes. And Cal Guy made an unbelievable three-pointer at the end.
Walker has maybe his best game in an NC State uniform tonight. What did you see from him in this game?
Well, I mean, that's the Wyatt Walker that we all have been waiting for. A guy who plays extremely hard, a guy who gets on the offensive rebound, a guy who can give us a bucket. When he plays that way, or we get something from DJ Funderburg, it takes some of the pressure off our guards. In the last couple of games, all of the pressure has been on our guards because DJ and Wyatt hasn't played well.
It looked like Markel was a little bit tired. Did you think he was fatigued, and what did you say to him after the free throws? Yeah, you mentioned the Clemson win had the great moment there, and everybody can pat a guy on the back, but sometimes you have to pick a guy up.
Yeah, he caught a cramp, and he cramped up, obviously because he'd been out for so long, his conditioning wasn't there. Honestly, Joe, at the end of the game, I never even talked about the free throw because I'm one of those guys that think that I never think that one play defines a game. Didn't harp on it, didn't say anything about it. I just told those guys, man, I'm proud of them, and if we can continue to play that way against one of the elite teams in the country and in the ACC, then we can be pretty good.
You had some thoughts on the last game about some of the crowd leaving early in that game. What did you think of the crowd tonight for this game?
Well, I think I need to clear something up. Everybody's making such a big deal about that was a little sarcasm if people don't understand what sarcasm is. And basically, I want everybody to know that we're a pressing team, and anything could happen at the end of our games. Wasn't talking about our crowd. I love our fans. I've said this all along. I think we've got the best fans in the country. But I wanted to take a little jab, sarcastic jab, at those who left a little bit early. That being said, it was plenty of people that stayed in the arena. They were a huge part of Reed going to the free throw line, missing 4 free throws in a row. I thought our crowd was tremendous tonight. I thought they were loud. I thought they were in the game. And it gives us such a tremendous home court advantage when they play that way. So if anybody that can hear my voice or hears me, it was a joke. That's what it was. That's all.
Coach, it looked like the full court press had a lot to do with you guys being able to get rid of that 14-point deficit, and you brought that strategy in the second half. Was there any thoughts at all to maybe have that in the beginning of the game to force your tempo, to help force your tempo upon the game instead of waiting until the second half?
Well, I don't think we waited. I think we waited till we scored. When if you look at the game, we missed a lot of shots in the first half. It was a 27-23 game. If you look in the second half, we scored 28, they scored 32. So every time we scored, we got into some type of press. It was just a different press. And so what happens is, you know, unless you're getting to the free throw line or unless you're scoring the basketball, it's hard to get into a press. So, but I thought our guys did a great job. You know, anytime you force a Virginia team into 16 turnovers, who usually takes care of the basketball, I think our guys did pretty good.
You won the turnover battle by 8, which you haven't been winning the turnover battle much in conference play, and you got 6 extra possessions on offensive rebounds. Did this just come down to them making shots and you not making shots? I mean, certainly you had chances. What makes their defense so difficult to shoot against?
I mean, they're elite defensive team. I mean, he does a great job spending time with it. That being said, guys, we just took the number 3 team in the country to overtime with a chance to win. I think they made a couple more plays at the end, and we didn't. And, you know, if we make another play, we're talking about how special our offense is against Virginia. You know, we scored 65 points. It's probably in their games that they play, it may be 3 teams all year that'll get 65 points against them. You know, they're pretty good. He does a good job.
Coach, you mentioned where you are year 2 as opposed to year 3. Where do you think about where you guys are now on the national scene? You just, as you mentioned, took a number 3 team deep.
Well, as we talk about it, it's not about the more victories because certainly you want to win those games. But you don't know how good your team really is until you play in those games. And obviously, all you got to do is look at Virginia's scores all year long, and the closest game they've had is the one at Duke, which they lost by a few points. Most of the other games have been either 15 to 20 points, whether they're at home or away. That being said, also, if you look at Virginia, they've done a tremendous job over the last 2 years. They've won 24 out of their last 26 games in the ACC. That's pretty doggone impressive. That being said, we were right there to win the game. So I like where we're at. I think our guys has a chance to be good. We're going to keep continuing to build. We're going to continue to get better. Thanks, guys.